Alright, time to kick some ass.
Take your time.
Hey, welcome to Attack the Stack. Like that? Try this.
Dear Lord, grant us guidance and keep safe the souls of our loved ones for all eternity.
Bayonetta is an action-adventure hack-and-slash video game developed by Platinum Games and published by Sega. The game was originally released for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. An enhanced port for Microsoft Windows was also released with support for 4K visuals. Finally, the game was released on the Nintendo Switch in February 2018 worldwide, also alongside its sequel. The game stars the eponymous character, a witch who is capable of shapeshifting and using various firearms. She also possesses magical attacks, and she can use her hair to summon demons to dispatch her foes. And yeah, you heard that right. It's awesome. The game features a rating system, which gives players a grade based on their performance, and a combat system that is similar to the Devil May Cry series, also created by Bayonetta creator Hideki Kamiya. According to Kamiya, the game was completely original, though he drew some inspirations from Scandinavian mythology and played Devil May Cry 4 for reference. The game's theme is sexiness and partial nudity, and that the characters were designed to be fashionable. Kamiya and artist Mari Shimazaki spent more than a year to create Bayonetta's design. Upon release, the game received generally positive reviews. The game was praised for its combat, presentation, and soundtrack. The game was awarded and nominated for several end-of-the-year accolades. Devil May Cry the Animated Series is an anime series based on the video game series by Capcom, which is itself loosely based on the Italian epic poem Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. The show was produced by the anime studio Madhouse and was directed by Shin Itagaki. Bingo Murahashi, one of the writers for the second, third, and fourth games, was also on the writing staff. The series is set sometime between Devil May Cry and Devil May Cry 2. It is based on the manga and novel volumes and sees the return of series regulars Trish and Lady. In the show, Dante runs his devil hunting business, Devil May Cry, while struggling under constant financial debt. There are also two new characters, Dante's Agent Morrison, who visits frequently to offer him jobs and advice, and Patty Lowell, a young orphan girl he saves in the first episode, who develops a father-daughter relationship with him. The show's stories are mostly self-contained. We wanted to add this one because we didn't think enough Devil May Cry fans were aware of it. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is an action hack-and-slash video game developed by Platinum Games and published by Konami Digital Entertainment. Released for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows, it is a spin-off of the Metal Gear series, and it is set 4 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. In the game, players control Raiden, a cyborg who confronts the private military company Desperado Enforcement, with the gameplay focusing on fighting enemies using a sword and other weapons to perform combos and counterattacks. Through the use of Blade Mode, Raiden can dismember cyborgs in slow motion and steal parts stored in their bodies. The series' usual stealth elements are also optional to reduce combat. Upon its worldwide release in February 2013, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance was well received by critics, being praised for its sophisticated cutting system, its use of Metal Gear elements to complement the story despite the game's focus on action, its soundtrack, and its boss fights.
Satanic freaks and Nazi ghouls stalk the night.
Helsing Ultimate, known as Helsing in Japan, is an original video animation anime series animated by animation studios Satelight, Madhouse, and Graphinica, and produced by Genion. The series chronicles the efforts of the mysterious and secret Helsing organization as it combats vampires, ghouls, and other supernatural foes who threaten England. This organization is currently led by Sir Integra Fairbrook Wingates Helsing, who inherited the leadership of Helsing as a child after the death of her father. She witnessed his death, which turned her from a once innocent and shy little girl to a tough and deadly force. She is protected by the faithful Helsing family butler, Walter C. Dornes, a deadly foe in his own right, and Alucard, the original and most powerful vampire, who swore loyalty to the Helsing family after being defeated by Van Helsing 100 years before the story takes place. If you like Helsing Ultimate, you can also check out the original Helsing animated series.
Samanosuke.
I will save Princess Yuki.
This way, sir.
Kaede, I'll go north. You follow them through the other way.
Onimusha Warlords, known in Japan as simply Onimusha, is an action-adventure video game and the first entry of the Onimusha series, released for the PlayStation 2 in 2001. A remaster for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Windows via Steam was released in January 2019. The game's plot is set in the Sengoku period and focuses on the samurai Samanosuke Akechi, who fights against the forces of Nobunaga Oda. After Nobunaga's death in battle, Samanosuke goes on a quest to save Princess Yuki from demons working alongside Nobunaga's forces. The player controls Samanosuke and his partner, a female ninja, Kaede, in their fight against demons. While the game borrows elements from Capcom's own Resident Evil survival horror series, such as solving puzzles and a fixed camera, the game is focused more on the action genre, with Samanosuke possessing multiple weapons that can be upgraded by defeating several enemies. Following its release, Onimusha Warlords achieved high popularity, becoming the first PlayStation 2 game to reach 1 million sales. The game has been well received by video game publications and has been recognized as one of the best titles on the system. It also spanned 2 direct sequels for the same console and another 3 games within the franchise. Fun fact: a bug that was found in the game during development that allowed the player to juggle enemies in the air inspired the gameplay mechanic for what would become Devil May Cry.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Blade is a 1998 American superhero film directed by Stephen Norrington and written by David S. Goyer, based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. The film stars Wesley Snipes in the title role with Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, and Enbush Wright in supporting roles. In the film, Blade is a Dhampir, a human with vampire strengths but not their weaknesses, who protects humans from vampires. The film received a positive reception from audiences and has since garnered a cult following. It is the first film in the Blade franchise, followed by 2 sequels, Blade 2 and Blade Trinity, both written by Goyer, who also directed the latter. Blade was a dark superhero film for its time. The success of Blade began Marvel's film success and set the stage for further comic book film adaptations. A Blade reboot was recently announced at Comic-Con 2019.
You are a good man, Gabriel. You are as God intended. I loved you then, as I love you now.
I have done questionable things.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow is an action-adventure video game developed by Mercury Steam and Kojima Productions, published by Konami and released on October 5, 2010 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The game is a reboot of the Castlevania series. Set in Southern Europe during the Middle Ages, the story focuses on Gabriel Belmont and his quest to defeat a malevolent order known as the Lords of Shadow and resurrect his wife. The player controls Gabriel in 3D environments as he uses melee skills to defeat enemies and solve puzzles to move through the game. The game was originally announced as Lords of Shadow, with no connection to the Castlevania series mentioned. This was done to keep their plans to radically change the direction of the Castlevania mythos a secret, and to prevent the announcement of the game from upstaging another series release, Castlevania Judgment. Hideo Kojima, creator of the Metal Gear series, helped produce the title. The game sold well and received positive reviews from video game publications. It was praised for the new elements it provided to the franchise. The development team produced 2 sequels titled Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate and Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2.
Could such a human being really exist?
Who said it had to be a human? He's called Grave. Call him beyond the grave.
Gungrave is an anime television series based on the video game series of the same name, created by Yasuhiro Naito. The series is directed by Toshiyuki Suru, written by Yosuke Kuroda, and animated by Madhouse. The series follows Brandon Heat and Harry McDowell as they rise throughout the ranks of the Millennium Crime Syndicate. Gungrave opens 13 years after Brandon Heat is betrayed and killed by his best friend Harry McDowell. He is reborn through the use of necrolization as Beyond the Grave and begins a quest of revenge against the crime syndicate. The series then backtracks to Brandon's youth and follows him and Harry as they rise throughout the criminal underworld, detailing the circumstances that led to their eventual falling out.
You have disrespected the gods for the last time, Kratos.
God of War is a mythology-based action-adventure video game franchise. Created by David Jaffe at Sony's Santa Monica studio, the series debuted in 2005 on the PlayStation 2 and has become a flagship title for the PlayStation brand, consisting of 8 games across multiple platforms. The story is about Kratos, a Spartan warrior tricked into killing his wife and daughter by his former master, the Greek god of war, Ares. Kratos seeks to rid himself of the nightmares by serving the other Olympian gods, but soon finds himself in confrontation with them due to their machinations. Years after the destruction of ancient Greece, Kratos ends up in ancient Norway with a young son named Atreus. The two journey throughout several realms to fulfill a promise to the boy's recently deceased mother, inadvertently making enemies of the Norse gods. Games in the series have been praised as some of the best action games of all time. The franchise has sold over 32 million games worldwide. Strong sales and support of the series led to the franchise's expansion into other media, such as 3 comic book series and 3 novels. A film adaptation of the original installment has been in development since 2005. We recommend God of War 3 Remastered because combat feels faster and the game has more weapons for more combo-based gameplay, thus making it more similar to Devil May Cry 5. Berserk, also known as Berserk: The Sword Wind Romance, is a Japanese anime television series that aired from 1997 to 1998. An adaptation of the manga Berserk, it comprises 25 half-hour episodes produced by Oriental Light and Magic and first aired on Nippon TV. The episodes adapt part of the manga's Black Swordsman arc, continuing through the Golden Age storylines. Though the manga storyline remains largely intact, many changes were made, with the modification or elimination of characters, some of the series' most violent and brutal scenes, and material that would have extended the storyline beyond the planned run of the anime series. Themes of friendship and ambition were more developed and emphasized than those of causality and the supernatural, all of which were made with the approval of series creator Kentaro Miura. If you liked the video, click the thumbs up button below. It really helps us out a lot. Of course, subscribe for more content like this and more. If you have anything to add to our list, feel free to comment below. Thanks for checking us out. Till next time, keep attacking.